Good morning. If I could have everybody take a seat if you can, if there are any seats left. So good morning and welcome to the ACC Rio Grande campus and our grand reopening celebration. We're so honored to have you with us here today. This is a moment worth celebrating. Because just take a look around. What's happened here over the past few years is remarkable. If you ever stood or sat in this atrium right here where we are today, you'll remember that it used to be an outdoor space. And as we did the renovation, we began to see how having an outdoor space that is enclosed like this, where the water goes down into the foundation, can be a problem. And just down the hallways, where you walked in, that used to lead to the cafeteria. Things look a little bit different today. But the root of what's happening inside these walls remains true to the origins of this campus. We're teaching a new generation of learners, leaders, and innovators. We're helping every generation gain new skills to advance their careers in Austin's booming economy. I can't wait to tell you more about this project, but first, I ask each of you to please stand and join me for the presentation of colors by the Austin Community College District Police Department Honor Guard. Thank you to our honor guard. You may be seated. And again, thank you to everyone for joining us this morning. When we set out to revitalize this campus, we knew it wouldn't be easy. This campus, this building in particular, holds a special place in the heart of Austin. It's more than 100 years old. There are memories and legacies tied to every brick and every wall. We don't want to lose that. We wanted not only to preserve it, but to honor those memories, all while bringing the inside into the 21st century to build learning spaces that empower our students to achieve their dreams. We took the time to make sure we did it right. This celebration is exciting because it not only marks the reopening of our Rio Grande campus main building, but it commemorates the culmination of our 2014 bond issue. This moment fulfills a long-standing commitment to the Austin community to bring this campus back a little brighter, a little bolder, and a lot more advanced than ever before. Today, we celebrate with you, our faculty, staff, students, our community, the voters who made it possible, and our leadership here at ACC. I want to recognize and welcome our Board of Trustees, our Chair, Dr. Nan McCraven, our Vice Chair, Dr. Nora De Hoyos Comstock, Secretary Sean Hassan, Trustees Dr. Barbara Mink, Trustee Gigi Edwards-Bryant, Trustee Stephanie Garikanian, Trustee Julianne Nitsch, Dana Walker, and our newest trustee, Dr. Manny Gonzalez. I also want to welcome and thank our former trustees who were with us when this project started, some of whom are with us today, and I'd like to recognize them. We have John Hernandez, Jeffrey Richard, Mark Williams, Alan Kaplan, Vic Villarreal, Guadalupe Sosa, Rafael Quintanilla, Nicole Eversman, and I think John Michael Cortez was going to be here too with us. I haven't seen him yet. So bringing this vision to life has been an incredible journey for us. To our board of directors at the ACC Foundation, I also want to say thank you. And we have with us today Jim Kerner, the past chair of the foundation. To our partners, the national, state, county, city, thank you. And with us this morning, we have, of course, with us our Congressman, Lloyd Doggett. Our state representative, Gina Hinojosa. Tax assessor collector, Bruce Elfont. Representing Senator Eckhart's office is Keisha Walcott. And from the Greater Austin Chamber of Commerce, Laura Huffman. To our business and industry partners, we say thank you. To our faculty and our staff, we wouldn't be here today without your guidance, so I say thank you. To our project and construction teams, the architects, we have Studio 8, as well as Overland Partners. And I know we've got some representatives here from both. And our contractors, Bartlett Koch. Thank you all for making this happen. I especially want to thank our project manager, Paul Mason, for his guidance and oversight. Along with Aziz Husani, and our campus manager for the Rio Grande campus, Michelle Raymond. And finally, again, as Chancellor of ACC, I want to thank each of our voters who approved the 2014 bond that made this campus a reality. This campus is here because you supported a vision to provide our community with a world-class community college and the advanced facilities necessary to produce a highly skilled workforce in the jobs that matter most right here in Central Texas. It truly takes a community that's dedicated to improving lives, and that's what happened here. I hope when you think of ACC, you do so with a sense of pride. What happens here has positive and lasting impact on our community. And I'm proud to say that ACC has the fastest growing graduation rate among our peer colleges. This is something we should all celebrate. After we cut the ribbon today, I invite you to join one of our tours and explore all that is here to serve you and the entire community today. ACC Rio Grande campus is a learning hub where collaboration truly comes to life. This campus is home to the PACE program with UT Austin, where students co-enroll at ACC and the University of Texas and become a Riverbat and a Longhorn at the same time. So for those of you that didn't know, we have a new hand sign for that experience. So like this. So that is truly a bats to horns experience. It's home to the Army Futures Command Software Factory, where we're helping soldiers teach soldiers to solve real-world problems. And we have with us today Colonel, and it's glad to call you Colonel Zuniga, one of our partners. For those of you who don't know, he was just through a brevet ceremony about a month ago, was promoted from major to colonel, full colonel. Congratulations. This is home to our American Sign Language program, computer sciences and IT, and advanced science labs. It also home to the college's newest accelerator, which makes number 5, I think it is today, where technology and learning resources come together on a grand scale. You're going to hear more about that from our student. Here at the Rio Grande, we're teaching and training the future workforce. I hope you look around and are reminded of the rich history of this building and excited for the future possibilities that lie ahead. ACC strives to do all we can to build brighter futures. Thank you for allowing us to do just that right here at the Rio Grande campus. Now it is my pleasure to welcome the chair of the ACC Board of Trustees, who was with us from the very beginning of this project. Not going back to 1916, but from the beginning of this project, Dr. Nan McCraven.
Well, maybe not 1916, but something close thereof. So I'm going to have to put this down just a little bit. And thanks, Dr. Rhodes. And before I begin, let me just thank all the trustees that are here today, present trustees and former trustees. Thank you for your service to our community. Thank you for really making this happen. I see so many of them out there in the audience, and I so enjoyed serving with all of you. Today at the Rio Grande campus, we're honoring, as Dr. Rhodes said, the reopening of this building, and we're celebrating the decades of good work that has happened within these walls. First as a high school, and then as Austin Community College. And there's more. Yes, there is much, much more. Over the next 18 months, Austin Community College will celebrate its 50th anniversary. 50 years of serving Central Texas community, 50 years of building brighter futures for our students and their families, 50 years of success and growth, and 50 years of creating the workforce that has and will be so important to our community's future. This campus, the Rio Grande campus, was the beginning. We opened the doors, as Richard said, in 1975, just a couple of years after ACC was first founded in 1973. Thank you, Dr. Mink. Our visionary community voted to create this college so that all Texans could get a post-secondary education at an affordable price. Let me say that again, an affordable price. Those first trustees made a promise to do their best to create a space where people can thrive, learn, and succeed. And every board since has worked to honor that promise. Okay, so the Rio Grande campus has always been, and I hate to say this, just among this group, please, my favorite campus. Okay? So decades, and I mean decades ago, I lived up the hill across Lamar at Baylor and 12th Street. And from my balcony, I could see this campus, never dreaming I would be here today to celebrate its renewal. So I hope as you walk through this campus, you'll feel the sense of pride that I do. The historic preservation on the outside, and again, as Dr. Rhodes said, we have created a 21st century inside these walls with classrooms and labs that are among the newest, most advanced learning spaces out there. This day is a reality, again, as Richard said, because in 2014, that Board of Trustees and our community stepped up and approved the bonds that made this all possible. And yet, there is still more we need to do at this campus and across the ACC district. Your trustees have voted to put on the November ballot another bond proposition. We have dedicated $40 million of the $770 million bond package towards the Rio Grande campus for the expansion of computer sciences and cybersecurity. Thank you for your past support, and we hope we can count on you to help us continue the good work of delivering quality education and workforce training at affordable, did I say affordable? I said affordable, yeah, affordable prices. And thus making Central Texas a phenomenal place to live and work. Now, it's my honor to introduce someone very special to the Rio Grande campus. Someone who has ties to this building that stretch beyond Austin Community College's first days here. Someone who shares ACC's vision to make college a reality for everyone, that everyone can pursue. Your congressman, my congressman, Lloyd Doggett.
Thank you for a great presentation and gracious introduction. Thank you very much. Well, thank you all so much. It is a great day. You know, through the decades, I've had the good fortune to participate in so many ACC events, from graduations to groundbreakings, to working with these former trustees as well as we opened one campus after another here and in Hays County as well. Student financial assistance gatherings right under the columns outside, and so many more activities that are at the heart of what ACC is about. But for me, as Nan's kind introduction indicated, this one has special meaning because in renovating this campus, it brings back so many memories of the 3 years that I spent here as a high school student way back in the 1960s, living at least half a block up the street, my parents' home on West Avenue, bells ringing, great teachers, many, many good memories. And as you know, this particular block was set out as the location for an academy in the 39 plan for the city of Austin. I wasn't there for that. Imagine it was at a time when cattle were still grazing nearby, when most of the buildings in Austin were dog runs or log cabins, but the original founders of the city knew that education would be important to our future. It is an academy now, truly, in a new sense. The repurposing and the remake of an historic structure represents an important chapter in the trailblazing progress of ACC. I also reflect on a couple of elections where people were saying, why do we need ACC? We have UT, and we were voted down once or twice. Now the question would be, how could we possibly do without ACC, given the vital role that it plays in our community? As I look around this building, beginning on the outside, the work with the bricks and the windows give us a building that is likely much more crisp and new than it was back in World War I when this building first went up as Allen Junior High. The stately old columns, the sunlight that comes through here in such a better way. What was once our high school auditorium, where we gathered for assemblies and drama productions by the Red Dragons, now home to Army Futures. Thanks to Molly Beth, I had a chance to tour it the other day, and it's just incredible what's being done for our national security and the breadth of the projects that they have. Knowing that our school cafeteria is now the ACC Accelerator, it's a high-tech learning center, and both of these projects have so many spin-offs for the private sector. Not much of an athlete myself, I led the Austin High debate team to tournaments around Texas. Interestingly, topics like criminal justice, Medicare, trade policy, great preparation for the work that I do today in Congress because we're debating the same thing. While we are celebrating this wonderful fiscal infrastructure, as we should be, when I reflect on Austin High, what really counted were not all the problems that were associated with the physical structure of the building, but the human infrastructure in it. Really great teachers that are so memorable to me and had such an impact on me, and I know that that's true today. That while we're pleased to see the physical progress, it is what's happening with a great team of faculty and staff that provide the opportunities for students. Preparing So we have a place to educate and enrich and prepare our students, as I was once prepared here by great teachers at Austin High. It may be true that they don't make buildings like they used to, but I'm delighted that you've helped remake this building to be an even grander form than its past. I want to congratulate all of the architects and builders and contractors who played such a role, the great team from ACC that supervised all that, and to congratulate all the Riverbat educators and students who are making this a true educational home. I am fortunate to have as a colleague someone who is as committed to education and public education as I am. She served, as you know, heading our AISD trustees, and now is an advocate for education in the Texas legislature, my friend Gina Hinojosa.
Thank you, Congressman Doggett, for those inspiring words. I had the privilege of being in this space about 2 weeks ago at the River Bash, engaging with students in this bright, cheery space with great Wi-Fi. It was a joy to be in. We were tabling in this indoor courtyard, and it provided a backdrop, an uplifting backdrop to dynamic conversations and outreach that we were doing. The combination of this new, bright, and functioning space with the beauty and stature of the old historic walls and facade of the building are a true triumph, and I applaud the Board of Trustees and Dr. Rhodes for the vision and commitment to see this restoration through. And I applaud the voters for choosing to invest in our community and elevating the educational experience of Austinites. The faith that voters put into ACC, in the bond that made this restoration possible, was earned by an institution that has understood it can only be successful in partnership with community. And by delivering on its commitment, ACC continues to build and strengthen the trust it will need to grow and thrive. And I'm excited about the potential for bigger and better improvements on this campus and beyond with the hopeful passage of the next bond in the upcoming November election. Yeah, trustees, you're supposed to applaud that one. And by the way, today is the deadline to register to vote. Investing into ACC is a marketable prospect, not just because of its deep community ties, but because the service it provides to our community is essential. I was first introduced to the impact that ACC has on the lives of our young people and our families as a trustee for the AISD School Board. I remember sitting in a classroom with students at Reagan Early College High School, and these students were they were enrolled both at ACC and at AISD and graduating with both their associate's degree and their high school diploma. And in fact, sometimes, and it may still be that way today, they would get their associate's degree days or weeks before they'd get their actual high school diploma. And these first-generation college students were telling me not about their plans to go to college, but their plans to earn their master's degree, their plans to go to graduate school. That's the impact ACC has on our kids and families. It gave them a chance to excel and spread their wings in their own backyard and equip them with the faith in their abilities they need to pursue their ambitions. In the Texas legislature, where I've had more of an opportunity to focus on workforce development, I've also come to better appreciate ACC's role as an essential partner to industry and employers in the region. Working with employers on the cutting edge of innovation and with our trade unions, ACC has been able to help fill that workforce need while lifting up Austinites to prepare them to take advantage of these high-skilled, high-paying jobs and careers. And finally, I want to say what a lifeline ACC has been to our families, because it appreciates the holistic needs of students. At AISD, we talk about educating the whole child, but we also know that in some ways the needs of adult learners are more complex. Often students must prioritize children and work while taking classes at ACC. ACC has embraced the fullness of the lives of their students through community partnerships like Capital Idea, wraparound services, and efforts to provide childcare, which in the upcoming bond are going to be expanded, which is exciting. ACC accommodates and celebrates busy, full lives, putting within reach not just needed education for a first career, but even the option to build credentials to advance up a career ladder or to change careers entirely. Like my own sister, who is a single mother, an outstanding mother, and announced to our family this last weekend that she will be taking classes at ACC so she can sit for the CPA licensing exam. ACC is a source of true hope for so many Austinites because it puts dreams within reach. It's an easy ask to support your work, and I'm proud that our own community college is setting the standard and pace for the rest of Texas. And now in this new but historic, beautiful space, we should all be proud. Congratulations, ACC and Austin, for believing in and supporting public, affordable, accessible education, higher education for all. Thank you. And next, it is my pleasure to introduce not just a student of ACC, but someone who is an hourly employee at the Accelerator Project. Mahatsad, please join us.
Good morning. Thank you, Representative Hinojosa. It is an honor to be with you all today, not only as an ACC student, but as a woman, and more so as a woman from Iran. This is especially meaningful today as women of Iran are fighting for their rights to be seen and heard. So I thank you for inviting me here today. Thank you. Thank you. I am proud to stand here and share with you my story, my journey, and my dreams. I moved to the United States about a year ago from Iran. I came here with big dreams, and today I'm making them a reality. Since I moved here, I enrolled at ACC, I completed my courses in ESL program, I started my degree track in business administration, and I am well on my way toward graduation. I chose ACC because the best way to transfer universities for those who are international students is college, and ACC has this way for students very well. This college has become my home away from home. Not only do I study here, I also now work at ACC as a student hourly employee at one of my favorite spots, the accelerator. I know firsthand how special this space is. As a student, the accelerator was a place where I could go to keep my study, get guidance and support, or even just a comfortable and quiet place for work. I came nearly every day. I got to know the faculty and staff. I felt welcome, supported, and empowered. So much so that when I told someone that I am looking for a job, they encouraged me to apply for an open position here. And now here I am. As an employee, thank you. As an employee on the other side of the desk, helping the students just like me. When Rio Grande reopened, we gained a new accelerator in the district. I encourage you to visit today when you have a chance. This is where I work, and I'm proud of what we do there. ACC is all about creating opportunities for students to dream big and providing the resources to help them get there. When I graduate from ACC, I plan to keep going. Once I have my associate degree, I want to transfer to the University of Texas to pursue a bachelor's degree. I have no doubt I will make it because I have the foundation for success. ACC has made all these dreams possible for us. I leave you today with one final thought. I came to the United States from a part of a world where women's voices are hushed. And I want to raise my voice for equality and support for the women of my country. Now I stand before you today with pride and hope. I am a river bat. I am doing something I didn't know would be possible. I am Mahia Minuneshan. I am ACC, and I am ACC proud. Thank you.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining us for this incredible celebration this morning. There is one moment I want to share with you in case your eyes were ever to the side of the stage over here. On this table, you will see an award. It is the LEED Platinum certification for ACC's Rio Grande campus renovation project, the first campus within the district to receive Platinum LEED certification. And now we're ready to really cut the ribbon and celebrate this campus being open. So what I will ask everyone to do is to join us out front on the main entrance leading to Rio Grande Street. That is where we will cut the ribbon officially. Afterward, there will be some guided tours of campus. We will have 3 groups going through tours, and they will start every 10 minutes. I will make announcements outside so you can join one of those tours if you would like. And again, we have the reception happening in the next atrium over. This is a zero waste green event, so please turn to any of our staff. If you're looking for what to do with your trash, we'll help you get them in the right spot so we can keep this green. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you out front for the ribbon cutting.